Hey guys, today I want to introduce you to a project that I've been working on with a group of friends for the past 5 months. Sadly, as of recently, I'm now working on this project alone, but I'm perfectly content with this because I know for a fact that everyone learned a lot along the way, and this gives me an opportunity to actually learn a little bit more about modeling and just environment. Now, what is the game about? This is a medieval survival game. And I know what you're thinking, oh gosh, another survival game. And honestly, I would think that too. But I'm actually going to be making this free to play, which means that anyone can play it completely free. Now, the rough estimate of when this game will come out is unknown. I actually have no idea how long this is going to take, but all I know is that I'm going to be learning a lot along the way. Now, sadly, I am in high school and I am taking college grade classes, which means that I can't focus all of my time on this game. I can maybe put in 1, 2, maybe 3 hours each day, and I just want to take it at a steady pace because what I've realized in the past was that for the first few weeks I would focus on this game, I would put a ton of time into it, but it would always burn me out. Well, this time around I'm taking my time on things. If I don't like a system, I'm going to rework it, and hopefully by the end of it, my vision of the game will be completed. So that being said, I actually want to start focusing on multiple things, such as devblogs and stuff like that, just kind of get the game known while I'm developing it, which is actually why I'm here. Today marks the first devblog of a game I'm calling Throne of Tribes. What I wanted to focus on this week was actually getting the player to be able to PvP with other players. And the first thing that we're going to actually need to do is create a health system. So since I'm now taking the UI portion of the project as well, I figured out very quickly that while I was good with shapes, I was definitely not good with drawing. And same story goes for the water icon. And as ridiculous as they look, when I imported them into Unity and created all of the icons, it actually didn't look half bad. I'll definitely replace those later though. Now, come around Tuesday, I wanted to add the ability for a player to actually hit another player. And the way I'm going to do this first is by creating hitboxes on the player. And after I did all that, I went and hit play and it looked pretty good. Everything matched up pretty well and I'm kind of proud of it. Now, one other cool thing I did was I actually allowed the player to block another player's incoming attacks. So come Thursday, I wanted to do two things. I wanted to add a particle whenever the player is hit, as well as implement a client-side hit. So the way that we had it before was that whenever the server detected a collision, it would send it to each of the clients. The issue with this is that, let's say that the client is 200 milliseconds behind, you'll very clearly see that the sword went through the wall 200 milliseconds. Now with client-side prediction, there would be some ghost hits, but you'll never get anything like that. So come around to Friday, I noticed that the sounds in the game weren't too good. So my focus for that day was to use some better sounds from freesound.org. So I implemented new sounds when dragging around items in the inventory. When the player equips something, you hear a sound, such as a sword or some boots. Finally, when the player hits something, it'll do a nice little metal clang. Finally, the piece of resistance is whenever a player gets hit, a nice little "Ouch, that hurts" follows. So on Friday, since I had extra time and I was done with all my homework, I actually focused on making a main menu screen. So back when I worked with other people on the project, someone in the team actually developed a really nice menu screen. Now the issue is that that is in a different project and it utilizes post-processing, which I don't want to implement till later. So In Blender, I created some models and I took his campfire and I made this little quick screen. This will definitely be changed later, especially the UI components, but yeah. Finally, I was working on doing different trees. So I actually have some desert trees as well as some forest trees. And here comes Saturday. You can see that my main focus for today was to actually implement a new terrain into the game. I was kind of bored of the old prototype models, so I implemented my own from Blender. Now, I definitely do have to say that none of these models are here to stay. As I improve in modeling, so will the models in the game. Now, to show you, this is fully multiplayer. You can play with your friends, and I just want to show you how combat is going to be in this game. So when your sword enters another player's body, it'll actually damage him, but if the player is blocking, then it'll actually deflect your hit.
Ouch, that hurts. Ouch, that hurts.
Now, I do plan to actually put a stun animation, so whenever you hit a blocking player for the next 2-3 seconds, you cannot hit. That actually marks the end of today's devblog. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to actually leave them in the comments below. If you want to keep up to date with future projects, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button.